Let me press
Do
record.
I have to say all that again? Christ.
No, don't worry. We'll record from now. I told a couple of ladies that couldn't make it that I would record. But I think fear is a massive thing, and it's something that I deal with every day. But I often do think that, you know, and I posted about it a couple of weeks ago, like, you know, how, yes, everyone has fear, but if you never try, you'll never know. And we always encourage our kids to go and try new sports or new stuff, or, you know, they say they can't do something and we encourage them to try again. But as adults, we kind of just go, no, I can't do anything new. No, I'm this person. No, I can't, you know, I can't change. This is how I'm meant to be, or whatever it might, you know, whatever it is, both in terms of business, careers, health, fitness, whatever it might be. And yeah, I think it's a really good way for us to be good examples for our kids, personally speaking. Go on, Charlie, you were going to say something. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. No, I think I was just going to say, it was just fitting on your point, Hannah, about questions, because I think, like Emma said something, like Emma, I think you apologized, Emma, after asking me something, and I was like, we still, like, constantly, we still ask each other, still try and find things out, still learning. So, like, actually no question is stupid because we're still asking questions. And actually, like, you know, even sometimes when you're still doing your stories or posting, you're thinking, God, what am I going to say, and what might people think? And it is all that fear, isn't it? It still kind of stays there. It becomes a bit more natural, but it still kind of stays there because you're putting yourself out there, and that can feel a bit daunting sometimes.
Absolutely. And I think that's why personal development is such a big thing, and that's something that we spoke about. Hopefully you kind of saw us speaking about. Oh, bless him. Oh, Matthew, he's so cute. We you know, talking about is, you know, everyone kind of thinks like, oh, it's self-help, and that's exactly when I came. I work in mental health, as do a number of the ladies in here, and it's like, oh, we're going to go, you know, one of the 4 vital behaviors is personal development. And I was like, I don't need personal development. I don't need to develop as a person. And then actually when I started looking at myself, then I thought, no, do you know what? I actually feel like I am quite one-dimensional, and that whole personal development piece and being able to grow in so many different ways. And like you were saying, Laura, like how much your confidence has been boosted in the last couple of months, you know, all of those different things, and the ability to really be able to look inwards and to help improve ourselves for then helping other people, building businesses, being women in a mental world, and all of that sort of stuff. You know, I definitely feel I am such a different person than I was 2.5 years ago, and I think a lot of people in my social circle see that as well, people that did know me 2.5 years ago, and I think they're quite surprised from the changes. And I'm like, oh well, you know, it's because of the community and the pillar stones of doing the personal development and how we change and what we need to work on. And I don't think I would ever 2.5 years ago have thought that I would be, you know, talking so openly on my Instagram stories or sharing pictures of me, you know, 6 hours post baby. And you know, that just isn't the sort of thing. But because I want to be real, and I want to, you know, I'm doing it because I honestly believe that, you know, what we have is a gift, both in terms of business, but in terms of helping people with their health and fitness as well. But that pillar stone is about pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, I think, and, you know, your own personal development and your own personal journey. And everyone has different things. You know, you could be the most confident person in the world, or you could be someone that is very, you know, or isn't very confident, and that's what you need to develop on. And I think that's why I kind of love, like, the whole personal development piece, because you get to do you and develop into the person that you want to be as well, and for your goals and kind of ambitions and that sort of stuff.
I've learned lots of what books. I've lots of tools that have helped me as a coach run my business, and also just in life general, about time management and working smarter, not harder, and being more productive and things like that. So I really enjoy that side of it as well, because it just helps you with every day getting lots more done than you would have done.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And like at work, so I still have, I still work in the NHS. Obviously, I'm not at the moment, but I've got my whole team. They're all at one, like they all are reading a personal development book. They think I'm bloody nuts. Like I went back after maternity and they're like, who are you and what have you done with Hannah? Because I started this when I was on maternity leave last time. And I do think that they thought like someone had taken over my brain because they couldn't believe how much I had changed. And when, and I, encouraging them and giving them space to do that personal development, helping them, to do that sort of stuff, because actually I firmly believe I work in mental health, and if we're not showcasing our, and looking after our own mental health, how can we help other people look after theirs? Do you know what I mean? And I know that, Charlie knows what I mean, because working in mental health, I think that's really, really important.
I thought when I first signed up as a coach, for those who don't know, I kind of wasn't really into fitness or anything. I'd started the workouts. I'd signed up as a coach just purely for the discount. Hannah had mentioned it and I was like, yeah, that's any kind of discount will do. I'll maybe think about a bit more 6 months down the line or whatever. And I think when a couple of months, I was like, no, not even a couple of months. I don't think a couple of weeks maybe. I was like, I want to actually start doing this properly. But I also thought you were a bit weird when you said about personal development, and I was like, oh God, she's a hippie, she's a bit woo-woo. I was like, I don't need development, I'm nearly 40-year-old, I don't need help with being me, and I was totally wrong. And like this group is absolutely what you're saying, Hannah, the best thing ever that could have happened. Fitness-wise, yeah,
I think
that's just a given, but the mental health side is like, and as Helen said as well, even just organising your day. Like I'm not a morning person. As one of the Team Cup things we did, we decided to read a book called Miracle Morning, is it, ladies? Yeah. And it tells you all about getting up an hour earlier and 2 hours earlier and doing this. And I'm like, I'm not doing all that. And I'm not a morning person. I do this. And now it's totally changed everything. And it is just a different mindset, which I would never have been interested in at all if I hadn't kind of joined this group or just seen things in a different perspective, how to look at things. And it definitely, the personal development is a huge part of it, as well as the rest. And things like this, confidence. When I first joined the coaching group, I used to just sit back and not really say much, and had never done a live on Facebook, didn't even know how to do it, wasn't really ever on Instagram. I still have a bit of fear about doing certain things, but I go and do it now. And I know
We
if I
can't
do
shut
it,
you up now, Fred.
no, yeah, can't shut me up. But I'm like, well, if I do it and somebody thinks it's crap, then who cares? It's not affecting me, so just do it. And for one person who thinks it's crap, it might help one person, so that's the main thing, isn't it? I'll shut up now.
Shut up, never shut up. I think that's, I completely agree. I'm absolutely the same. I used to hate exercise. I'm not a morning person. I love my sleep, all of that sort of stuff. And yeah, when I used to see my coach getting up and doing it, and with 5 kids, and I was just like, what, he's mad. Like, that's never going to be me. I'm never going to love exercise. I'm never going to love eating healthy. I like my wine and my pizza and my cake and stuff too much. But actually, like you can do it all. You can't eat whole cake, but you can. But you got to pay, there's obviously consequences to eating a whole cake. It'd probably make you sick starting off. How about you, Kim? What's personal development done for you so far?
Well, like Fiona and like Laura, when I was told to do personal development, I didn't think that it was at my cup of tea, because it's a bit like crazy people go to that section in Waterstones. But I was pointed in the direction of an amazing person, Keisha Fitzgerald's podcast, and for me that just clicked. She is my jam. And she is the person I always go back to. Like autumn with my workouts, I seem to have like 2 ladies that I always go back to. So if I get off on a personal development track, which I do quite a lot, because for me it is quite hard to find pockets of time to do it with 2 kids at home, But if I fall off, I always go back to Keisha. And if I screw up with the exercises because I haven't planned properly, I always go back to Autumn. So I think for me, the personal development and the workouts and everything have just helped me realise I actually do need this. I actually do need all the nutritional support and all my ladies and my girls to like rant out when I feel fat and I haven't pushed play or I ate a donut or I drank 2 cans of cider. Like, I need you ladies to like yank me back in and make me sane, I suppose, or just make me look at it from somebody else's point of view. Like, I'm very good at going, do you know what, you're doing an amazing job, like you're doing really great, like you lost a 1.5 inches off your whole body in 2 weeks, like that's amazing. And then to myself I go, you only lost 1.5 inches, what is wrong with you? So then I get on the coaches page and I'm like, somebody sort my head out, because this is what I said to my ladies, but this is what my body is saying to me, and they do it. So I love my girls.
Like,
and that's what's cool.
It is. It's bizarre, isn't it? And I think, like, yeah, don't know. Like I said, I struggle to put it into words.
That's what I love about it as well, because I'd kind of posted something like that today. Like, I didn't realise that I needed this community until I actually came into the community. And I know we all say we want to help everybody, we want to give other people what we've got, but it is a genuine thing. I think once you're kind of in this group of people and you see what a good feeling it is and how much we do support each other, and I've said this before and stuff, like, I have a small number of female friends because I don't like women. They're bitches. They're really hard to go on with.
Me too.
And I totally struggle being friends with women. I've no interest in being friends with the majority of women, but every single woman in this group supports each other. There's no bitchiness, there's no jealousy, there's never any competition, there's never ever putting each other down. And even that in itself is a really nice thing to have. And it does sound cliche, we want to help everybody, but you kind of start to get that way. You're like, I want other women to realise there's other women that are there for each other all the time and not just slagging each other off, which is a really nice thing to have as well as a group.
And it's really hard to get other women on board with the fact that we want to help, because women are not like that. They don't raise each other up. We are the complete opposite. And like Fiona, Charlie knows, I don't have a lot of girlfriends. Like, my past is predominantly filled with male friends, because women are assholes. And they're rude and they judge and they slag you off behind your back, but you don't get that here. They just tell you it to your face instead.
I guess that's the one thing. I guess to build on that as well, though, is that actually, yes, we are all women here, but for people that are coming into this or thinking about coming into this, you don't have to just your audience doesn't just have to be women. That's just what we've chosen. So I guess that's that thing of, actually, this is for guys as well, and there's guys out there that are really rocking this business, and you know, they're attracting men into it and everything like that. So yes, we are a group of women, but that's because that's the way we've chosen to do it. But if you're someone coming into this, you don't have to just be bringing women in. You can be bringing guys in. You know, it's not just about women.
No, absolutely.
Sorry, just for,
no, you're
we have a bit of a different.
No, you're absolutely right, and I think that's one of the things that we focus on, isn't it? And actually, your target market and the people that you want to help, that changes all the time. And I think, you know, me at the moment, obviously, I'm newly postpartum, so I'm at that point, and I want to help other people postpartum feel amazing, and that's where I was 2.5 years ago. But before I got pregnant last summer, that wasn't necessarily where my headspace and who was necessarily following me, and you know, the sort of people that were joining at that point. And I think that kind of, you know, that evolves and that kind of changes. And actually, at first, I had quite a few men join, and things change over time, and you kind of find your groove, and that, you know, That's absolutely cool. But ladies, what questions did you have for us? We've been sharing. You see, this is the problem. We get talking and we can't shut up.
Well, I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say that being part of this community just this last 5 weeks, I feel like it has changed my life. It's so crazy because I am, since becoming pregnant, when you're pregnant and you work, oh my goodness, going to the gym, once you're home, that's it. To get up and go to the gym, you just can't do it. And I was blowing £50 a month on gym membership and just not going. And I love exercise. I've always loved exercise, and I was feeling quite depressed about it actually. But I just had no energy to do it. And I think, how did you find my Instagram, Hannah? Was it just a hashtag or something?
I think it was one of the I think it was locations.
Yeah.
I will go back and have a look. But I think it was locations. I must have put Bradley Stoke in, or Stoke Gifford, and obviously posted with that, and then there's multiple ways that you build a network. And
are you local? Are you?
Yes, I live in Emerson's Green, but I grew up in Bradley Stoke, and I'm there all the time because my parents are still there. So you're so close, Hannah, but you're so far. I know. It's just literally like walking distance. I can almost feel you. Because obviously in other circumstances we would have, had coffee by now. We would have done so much stuff together. So it was so nice that because I remember you dropped me a message and you were like, oh, I'm also pregnant, and I was like, yay. And then I just became obsessed with your Instagram. I just love your stories. It's brilliant, and I love your babies. And Lila's so funny, and I have to show Chris everything she's up to all the time, and your family are just amazing. And then seeing you as a heavily pregnant lady, you look fantastic by the way, doing exercise and saying, I'm 40 weeks pregnant, I'm doing it, you don't have an excuse. I thought, I don't. I need to get involved. And doing that taster session was really good for me. And I think we did have a chat after saying, oh, what do I want to do now? And I thought, oh, no, I'll go back to the gym and all this stuff. And then the decision was taken out of my hands with lockdown. And I thought, oh no, I have to do something. And I thought, this is an amazing deal. And for me, in the beginning, I have to say, it was just purely financial. I just thought, well, I may not be able to afford it, but it is so affordable. And I think that's another way that you can invite people into it, to see that it's not breaking the bank. When people say, oh, money is the reason I'm not doing it, well, it doesn't cost that much. It really doesn't. And with everything you get with it and the support, that's not something you'll get by paying £60 gym membership. You don't get that constant guidance from yourself, Hannah, and something like this you'll never get in a gym. People will just ignore you, won't they? Do you know what? I used to go to the gym and I used to hate, I'm an internal extrovert. So I'll do this, but you put me in a gym and I'm like this, don't look at me, don't make eye contact, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to see you, I literally walk around like that. I'm the same in our neighbourhood. And Nick's like, did you see what happened over there? I'm like, I wouldn't even notice who my neighbours were if I saw them in Tesco. I'm that kind of weird internal extrovert. And but this is like the opposite. Yeah. This is my head.
No, it does. It just brings you out of your shell.
I know. I was just.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say we might get kicked out in a minute, Hannah. For everybody that knows, we're hitting 45 minutes. In case it kicks everyone out and everyone wonders what happens.
Yes, absolutely. Does anyone have? Keep going then, ladies. What other questions? I tell you what, if we do, and we still haven't got round to all of you with questions, we just click back in the link and we can hop back in.
Yeah. Sorry, just in case people realise if it kicks us out all of a sudden.
Yeah, so by all means, we can always disappear and come back on. Thank you, Sal, though. That's really kind, and thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I'm pleased that you love it, and I can't believe you're still rocking this. Like when I was like, "Oh, we're going to start 10 rounds a week early. Is that all right?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's great. Let's go." I'm like, "Oh my god, you're 39."
I was so excited, and I think I feel like I know my body enough. Everyone does, you know. You have you're intuitive to how your body can function to know how to adapt things, but it's completely pregnancy safe, and I just feel great, you know. And I press play, and it's on the TV, and I have to do it once I press play. So it's been fantastic. It's been really good.
And looking amazing in all your selfies after it.
Oh, thank you. It's angles, really.
Doesn't matter what angle I do, I don't look like that. So
I think Belle needs to teach us the angles.
I will. My sister's a teenager, so that's probably where I learnt it from.
That's brilliant. Mine are always exactly the same.
Mine's not here.
Oh, I really love.
Has anybody got any questions?
Go, Lisa. Can you? Yeah, go on. You are. Go on. We can hear you.
I just quickly before I ask my questions, I just wanted to say, like, Fiona's voice did not match what I expected her to sound like.
I just thought, whoosh.
Oh my god! You know how you've got like something in your head that you think someone's going to sound like? Well, when she spoke, it totally didn't match. But it's still lovely, by the way.
I didn't think you were Scottish, Lisa, so there we go. You just surprised me as well.
All these lovely things that people have been saying, and I feel like I'm just going to like ruin it all by asking like selfish things.
No, go for it.
No,
go for it.
But Lisa, that's the purpose of this call, was for you guys to ask questions. So go for it.
Yeah, and the first one, it's like, you know how you pay like a subscription. So like, what do the people, like the coaches, get from that? Like, because we're investing money in Beachbody, aren't we? So what are Beachbody doing for us? Obviously, we're selling for them, but what do we get in return, if you like?
Who wants to?
Do you know what? I guess the thing is that. Okay. I was going to, Hannah, you'll probably fill me in, because I'm going to, I guess I'll miss loads, but I guess the main thing is one of the biggest things is obviously they're providing us with all the fitness tools. We're not having to devise the fitness. We're not having to spend hours devising plans and nutrition and products and stuff like that. We're given the tools, whereas like personal trainers are having to spend all that time making these plans, devising it for people. So there's that side to start with. There is, oh my god, an abundance of training. Like, you could get lost in the training world as to how to work this business, all the different things that are out there. I don't think I could even get through all the training if I tried. Like, there's so much, isn't there, just out there. The other bit is, I guess, the difference with this company compared to other companies is that other companies, you have to have your own stock, and you have to order your own stock in, you have to store your own stock, you have to post your own stock out. Whereas we've obviously, you know, we don't post all your Shakeology and things like that to you. It's all done for us. So we're paying for that side that takes all of that out of our hands. And, you know, it's being done through the local, the national shipments and stuff like that. So that's a kind of a lot of what you're paying for. But Hannah, what else? I've never been asked that question, actually, so that's a really good question.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. So I think, yeah, absolutely, all the things that you've just said, and you know, so each country as well have regional teams. So we've got one in the UK, which is Thomas and Laura, and they, you know, they're constantly putting together masterclasses and trainings and development and local, you know, so we have, well, before lockdown, we had
Saturdays,
super weekends and all of those sorts of things, which we have market councils and all this sort of stuff. So they're doing all of that sort of stuff in the background all of the time, trying to create new things. We're going to be kicked off, but if everyone just clicks back on the Zoom link, and we'll come straight back in when it does kick us out. So I guess you kind of get all of that sort of stuff. Is that what you meant, Lisa?
Yeah.
I kind of know what you mean.
I guess
when I signed up for discount. That's the truth.
Yes,
but then I thought, wait a minute, I get like 20% discount, but I'm paying a fee, so actually I'm not getting that massive a discount, which was my first thought. But yeah, I agree. You get all the training and stuff, but also like I find for me, because I'm all quite new to like the social media side and things like that, like for when we did the first bar blend group, they gave us like a daily post and things and loads of materials that we could use on Instagram, so we could go in and use the pictures and use different captions, which really helped me time wise, and also just knowing what to say. And like the actual groups, like I know we've got the board groups thing now, so there's like daily posts that we can put in, like they'll give you all that material if you need it as well, where you can go in and do like daily posting, which for me, as somebody that kind of doesn't know what to say a lot of the time, that really helped me. So
Yeah, I
got
think
that kind of material.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Fee. And I think that's it. It's if you were buying a franchise, you would be buying, you would be buying, say you were buying a Subway. I don't know where I've got Subway from, but you're buying into that kind of that franchise. So you're getting all of that marketing material and all of that sort of stuff as well. You're kind of getting all of those things above and beyond, plus all the bod stuff and all the technology and all the business tools. I've not paid for any training and development, which has been quite helpful. Social media training as well, and actually I've got one lady who's signed up as a discount